I don't have control over me. You think that's true? You've told yourself that story. When you hit snooze again, when you binge again, when you scroll again, it sounds honest, it sounds self-aware, but it's not truth. It's the lie keeping you stuck. Because here's what's actually true. You have more control than you think. Control isn't some divine gift. It's a trained response, a muscle, a system, and you haven't trained it yet. How many of you have told yourself this lie in the last week? The last day? Maybe even this morning? I just don't have control over myself. You wear it like a prison you can't escape, like it's written in your DNA. But what if I told you that this story you've accepted is the very thing keeping you trapped? What if I told you that every person you admire for their discipline, their consistency, their results, they all started believing the same lie? The only difference is that they stopped feeding it and started building something different. We've normalized being slaves to impulse. We live in a dopamine-first world. Constant pings, quick hits, swipe for pleasure, tap to numb. And then we wonder why we can't focus, why we can't follow through, why we can't feel peace. Because we're not wired for peace anymore. We're wired for reaction. Every decision is outsourced to impulse. And that's what I don't have control over me really is. The lie that keeps you stuck in patterns that don't serve you. Let me paint you a picture of what this looks like in real life. You wake up. Before your feet hit the floor, your hand is already reaching for your phone. Not because you decided to, but because that's the program running in your brain. Within 30 seconds, you're scrolling through highlights of other people's lives, comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. Your brain gets its first hit of comparison dopamine before you've even brushed your teeth. Then you check your notifications. Emails from work are demanding your attention. Social media is alerting you to drama you don't even care about. News headlines are designed to trigger fear, anger, outrage. Anything to keep you clicking. By the time you're having breakfast, your nervous system is already jacked up. Your mind is scattered across 17 different concerns, none of which you can actually control right now. And that's just the first hour. The rest of your day? More of the same. You're not making decisions, you're reacting. To notifications, to other people's urgency, to whatever grabs your attention loudest. We tell ourselves, I can't help it. I'm just built this way. I've tried everything. These aren't facts. They're the lies we use to stay comfortable in dysfunction. You haven't tried mastery. You've only tasted motivation. You haven't built systems. You haven't installed discipline. You haven't sat in discomfort long enough to take the wheel back. Control doesn't come from inspiration. It comes from structure. Think about it. When was the last time you went an entire day without checking your phone, compulsively? When was the last time you sat with boredom without immediately reaching for a distraction? When was the last time you felt an impulse and said, not now? If you can't remember, then you've been feeding the lie. You've been outsourcing your power to algorithms designed by teams of PhDs, whose entire job is to hijack your attention and keep you addicted. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're just believing a story that isn't true. Think about your mind like software. Right now, it's running a default operating system, triggered by noise, addicted to ease, distracted by design. But what if you could rewrite it? Debug it? Patch the bugs. That's what discipline is. It's not about being emotionless. It's about writing better code. Here's what most people get wrong about self-control. They think it's about white-knuckling through temptation, grinding your teeth and forcing yourself to resist. That's not control. That's torture. Real control is like having a well-designed house. You don't have to fight with the doors to open them. They're built to swing the right way. You don't have to remember to turn off lights. They're on motion sensors. The house works with you, not against you. That's what we're going to build for your mind. Not a prison of willpower, but an architecture of excellence. Systems that make the right choice the easy choice. Structures that support your goals instead of sabotaging them. Because here's the secret. The most disciplined people aren't grinding through resistance all day. They've simply designed their lives so that discipline is the path of least resistance. Let me show you how. 1. Reclaim the first 15 minutes. If you grab your phone first thing in the morning, you've already outsourced control. Start your day with presence, not reaction. Sit, breathe. No phone, no feed, just a pause, just you. That's the first rep. Let me be specific about this one, because it's the foundation of everything else. Your first 15 minutes set the operating system for your entire day. If you start reactive, checking messages, scrolling feeds, and consuming other people's priorities, your brain locks into reactive mode. But if you start with intention, even just sitting quietly, maybe some deep breathing, maybe setting an intention for the day, you're training your brain that you are in charge of your attention, not your environment. Here's how to do it. Tonight, put your phone in another room, not on airplane mode, not face down, in another room. Set an actual alarm clock if you have to. When you wake up, before you do anything else, sit on the edge of your bed for 2 minutes and just breathe. That's it. No meditation app, no technique. Just breathe and be present with yourself. Watch how different your day feels. 2. Redesign your triggers. The environment shapes execution. Move junk apps off your home screen. Put the book in sight. The weights are within reach. The journal is on the bed. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your setup. Most people try to use willpower to overcome a terrible environment. That's like trying to eat healthy while keeping ice cream in the freezer and vegetables hidden in the crisper drawer. You're fighting physics. Instead, make your environment fight for you. If you want to read more, put books everywhere. On your nightstand, in your car, by your coffee maker. If you want to work out, lay out your gym clothes the night before. If you want to eat better, prep healthy snacks and put them at eye level in your fridge. Remove friction from good choices. Add friction to bad ones. It's that simple. 3. Delay, don't deny. When an impulse hits, sugar, screen, distraction, don't try to kill it. Just say, in 10 minutes. That pause is the rep. That pause is power. This is the most underrated technique for building self-control. When you feel the urge to check social media, don't tell yourself, I can never look at this again. That triggers psychological reactance. Your brain rebels against absolute restrictions. Instead, just delay. I can check Instagram in 10 minutes, then set a timer. Often, the urge will pass. If it doesn't, fine. Check it after 10 minutes. But you've just trained your impulse control muscle. You've proven to yourself that you can feel an urge without immediately acting on it. Over time, extend the delay. 10 minutes becomes 20. 20 becomes an hour. Eventually, you'll find yourself naturally choosing not to engage with the distraction at all. 4. Make failure visible. If you keep quitting on habits, track it. Use a whiteboard, habit tracker, calendar. Make your inconsistency obvious. What's seen can be changed. We lie to ourselves about our consistency. I work out regularly, means you went to the gym twice last month. I eat pretty healthy means you had a salad for lunch while ignoring the fast food dinners. Get brutally honest with data. Track everything for 1 week when you went to bed. When you woke up, what did you eat? How much do you exercise? How much do you scroll? How often did you keep your commitments to yourself? Don't judge it. Just see it. Because what's measured can be managed, and what's ignored stays broken. 5. Name the voice in your head. The one that says, just skip today. It won't matter. Start fresh Monday. That's not your voice. That's a script. Give it a name. Oh look, the excuse bot is talking again. You can't fight what you don't notice. This voice is so automatic that most people think it's their authentic self-talking. It's not. It's the voice of your conditioning, your programming. The accumulated excuses of every time you've chosen comfort over growth. Give it a name. I call mine the negotiator, because it's always trying to negotiate me out of doing what I said I'd do. Some people call it the saboteur or the critic. Whatever you call it, the key is to recognize that it's not you. It's just old software running in the background. When you hear it, don't argue with it. Don't try to logic your way out of it. Just acknowledge it. There's the negotiator again, and then do what you plan to do anyway. Discipline looks like magic when you're undisciplined. But Navy SEALs, monks, Olympic athletes, they weren't born gods of self-control. They trained under pressure. They built habits when no one was watching. They fell. They missed. They got back in position. The difference isn't willpower. It's repetition. They didn't control their mind. They trained it until it ran better code. Let me tell you about David Goggins, the guy who went from 300 pounds in depression to becoming a Navy SEAL and ultra-marathon runner. People look at him now and think he was born with superhuman discipline. But read his story. He was exactly where you are, lying to himself, making excuses, choosing comfort over growth. The only difference is that at some point he stopped accepting "I don't have control over me" as his truth and started building something different, rep by rep, day by day, not through motivation, through systems, or look at Jerry Seinfeld. He didn't become one of the greatest comedians of all time because he felt inspired every day. He used what he calls "don't break the chain." He committed to writing one joke every single day, and he marked an X on his calendar. His only job was not to break the chain. Some days the jokes were terrible. Some days he didn't feel like writing, but he showed up anyway, because the system was stronger than his mood. That's what we're building here. Not perfection, not constant motivation, just better systems. You keep waiting to feel in control, to feel like showing up, like meditating, like eating clean, like writing. But here's the truth. You don't need to feel ready. You need to act anyway. And every time you act without permission from your mood, you install a new line of code. I lead. My mind follows. Discipline isn't exciting. It's not sexy. It's not viral. It's boring, repetitive, quiet. But quiet reps build loud results. Most people are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect circumstances. Monday morning, after vacation, when things calm down at work, when the kids are older, when. But perfect moments don't exist. There's only this moment, and this choice, and the next choice after that. Stop waiting for permission from your feelings. Your feelings are not your boss. They're information, but they're not instructions. There is a version of you who doesn't. Hit snooze, panic, scroll, self-sabotage. Break every commitment. There's a version of you that leads from the front, That takes command of your mornings. That sets boundaries. That finishes what you start. That version is not fictional. It's just buried. Buried under comfort, excuses, and triggers. But you can dig, you can rewrite, you can build. Next time you catch yourself thinking, I don't have control over me, stop. Recognize the lie. Say it like this: I think I don't have control, but that's the lie keeping me stuck. I'm ready to build something different. And then, you take the next rep. One breath, one choice, one decision to lead. That's how it starts. That's how it changes. That's how you break free from the lie. Before you leave here today, I want you to commit to one thing. Not 10 things. Not a complete life overhaul. One thing. Maybe it's putting your phone in another room tonight. Maybe it's setting up your workout clothes for tomorrow. Maybe it's buying a physical alarm clock so you stop reaching for your phone first thing in the morning. One small thing that proves to yourself that you can take back control. Because the truth is, you already have more control than you think. You're just believing a lie that keeps you from using it. The question isn't whether you have control. The question is whether you'll stop believing the lie that says you don't. Starting now.